You stare at that blue scene icon like it's a death sentence. The typing bubbles appear, then vanish into a cold void. You feel the attraction evaporate in the heavy silence. Your first instinct is to fix the mood immediately. You want to send another text to bridge the gap. This is the first trap you fall into. You are making yourself too available, too fast. You respond the second her name hits your screen. You clear your Saturday night before she even asks. On paper, this looks like being a thoughtful gentleman. In practice, it is a psychological signal of low value. The human brain is wired to desire the scarce. When you are always there, you are taken for granted. You are becoming effortless for her to have. Effortless things are rarely respected or desired. She needs to feel that you have a world that doesn't stop because she entered it. That independence is a powerful, magnetic force. Without it, you are just a background character. Observe her micro-expressions during your next conversation. Watch for the moment her eyes lose their sparkle. It usually happens when you seek her validation. Was that restaurant okay for you? Do you think I'm being too loud? You think you are being self-aware and polite. She sees a man asking her to manage his emotions. That is a heavy, invisible weight for her to carry. She wants a leader, not an emotional project. Nobody is attracted to someone they feel responsible for. Attraction requires a baseline belief that you are enough. You must possess a quiet, internal security. It doesn't need external confirmation to stay intact. Stop asking for her permission to exist. Now consider the mistake of the safe play. You agree with every single opinion she shares. You think avoiding conflict is how you keep her. Actually, you are becoming a mirror. Nobody wants to date their own reflection. Without friction, there can be no heat. You must have a real, solid perspective. You must be willing to stand behind it, even if it creates a temporary moment of tension. Texture is what makes a human interesting to know. Without it, you are just a smooth, forgettable surface. Learn to say, "I actually see that differently." Say it calmly, without making it a fight. Watch her energy shift when you hold your ground. She will suddenly see a man worth discovering, a man with a spine and a soul. But then your anxiety takes a different form. You start talking about a trip in 6 months. You mention how well you'd get along at a wedding. You are fast-forwarding the future far too soon. You think you are showing her you are serious. She feels like she is being dragged into a cage. Pressure is the ultimate attraction killer in the mind. It forces her brain to make a final decision. Usually, that decision is to pull away for air. Stay in the present moment, where the spark lives. Let the connection build at its own natural pace. The future is a reward, not a sales pitch. Now consider the final, most dangerous mistake of all. You start editing yourself for her approval. You soften your opinions to please her ears. You hide your hobbies that seem too much. You become a vague version of yourself. You don't want to mess up what is building. This is where you trigger the biological kill switch. In the wild, a female looks for an authentic signal. The moment you start managing your image, your signal becomes weak and untrustworthy to her. Her subconscious marks you as dependent. She stops feeling the biological pull to follow you. She was attracted to the unfiltered version of you, the version that didn't care about her opinion yet. When you stop being that person, the attraction dies along with him. Every one of these mistakes is born from fear. Fear of being too much for her to handle. Fear of losing the connection you just made. Fear of not being enough as you actually are. The painful irony is that the fear itself, expressed through these 5 behaviors, creates the exact outcome you were trying to avoid. You watch her pull back while you try harder. You over-explain your jokes when she doesn't laugh. You apologize for things that don't require apologies. Notice the way her posture stiffens when you do this. She is sensing your neediness like a physical scent. It is an evolutionary warning sign for her. It tells her you are not a stable foundation. Stop shrinking to fit into her world. Build a world that is worth her joining instead. Stop managing her reactions like a child. Start leading your own life with conviction. The most attractive version of you is the one that stopped being afraid to just be. You do not need to edit your soul to be loved. In fact, the editing is what prevents the love. When you stand in your truth, you create a vacuum. That vacuum pulls her toward you with intensity, because she finally knows who she is looking at. She sees a man who is comfortable in his skin, a man who doesn't need her to be okay. That is the only man who can truly lead. If you recognize yourself in these 5 patterns, do not beat yourself up for being human. Awareness is the first step toward mastery. Stop replying to that text within 30 seconds. Stop asking her if your outfit looks all right. Disagree with her on something small today. Watch the world not end when you do. Feel the power return to your own hands. If you want to master these psychological shifts, subscribe to Beyond Attraction Psychology. We untangle the mind so you can lead.